Okay, she is running, and after I moved it from the front of the yard and got it up here, it was already out of oil again. And I'm going to show you, you know, you had a big puddle under here, but I lost it all in the front lawn. Let me show you, and I'm going to tell you what happened. This is where she was parked, and when I started up, and that little time you saw it running, and you saw all the smoke pouring out, I got my other car over it, and I put cat litter on it, or whatever you want to call it, and just about all the oil poured out. And so from the time I started it, and just went from here up to there, the oil pressure was just about down to 0 again, and I cut it off. And the oil was leaking from there, that bottom one. There's the top, nothing. The other two ain't leaking, just that one. And so I kept thinking, what the hell's wrong with it? And whenever I'd pull on that, it would come right out. So I said, okay. I pulled it out, and I put in a different one of these horseshoe clamps, and I took that little clip out, and I put the pipe in, the tube, whatever you want to call it, put a new clamp in, and it seemed to hold for a little bit, but then it started leaking again, just about as bad. So, you know, I was saying online, one of my videos, that these here look like a bugger to get out, and I was afraid to take them out. At that point I said, I got no choice. And this one here wasn't 1 inch, it was 1 1/8 of an inch. And I took it out. That's what I took out. And I put in the old one from the old radiator. And I hooked the line up to the old one, and she isn't leaking anymore. But I'm scared, you know. I mean, I'm kind of just afraid it will happen again. You know, you get kind of gun shy, or whatever you want to call it, after a while. But it was, as far as I'm concerned, the radiator is brand new, but it was defective right there. It's one way or the other. That wasn't working out right with that tube, that coolant, oil cooling line. They weren't meshing right. But I don't see anything, you know, I looked at them, I didn't really see anything different other than this one here. You know, it's larger in diameter, but maybe that is too, I don't know. But she isn't leaking. Now, this is where I'm at with this thing. The oil pressure is low. This thing used to always be right at, it would be at 40. And you can see where it's at. You know, but when I started up, it would idle at about 35. Now, you know, you get it up to about 1300 RPM, and she'll go up to 40. So the oil pressure is low, and she's really hard to start when you turn the key to turn it over. She turns over real slow, and I'm using this stuff, you know, to get it to fire up. I don't think it will without it. Now I'm hoping that it will loosen up, and maybe I'll try adding some heavier oil. I don't know, but she is running and she's not smoking. But the engine went from, it's got 127,000 on it. I don't know if you can see it or not. 127,534 miles. And this thing would start and ran like a champ. And now this thing's like running like, you know, it's on its last days. But I'm gonna keep tinkering with it. The AC, I'll show you, like, all right, you see where it's at. I'm letting it idle, and I'll turn on the AC. So the AC's on. Step on the brake, put it in drive, and you see that oil pressure is pretty low. It's probably at around 15. Now I've been told that oil pressure when you're at idle can be as low as 5 as long as you've got some oil pressure. And well, this is proving it. It's when, you know, it is going up to 40 when you give it some revs. Anyways, everybody, thanks for watching, and we did get it to run again, and I'll let you know where I'm at in 6 months, okay?